Hello everyone and welcome back to the Synergy Sanctum. My name is Justin. Thank you so much for stopping by. Here at the Synergy Sanctum, we specialize in all things related to Magic the Gathering, with a specific focus on deck building. So I aim to show you very quick deck techs that'll show you all of the cards in the deck and how they work together to ultimately achieve the goals of that deck. If you're not already, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that. And we also have a sister channel now, so head on over to Commander Coliseum and check out their content as well. And for today's deck tech, we have another Avatar The Last Airbender spoiler for you today with Katara the Fearless. The other commander I feel like that really cares about allies. We've got Sokka in red, white, and blue, and Katara in green, white, and blue. So just a really powerful commander here. Her ability says that if a triggered ability of an ally you control triggers, you get to trigger it an additional time. So all of the ally cards that say when it or another ally enters, something happens, those are all going to happen at least twice. But we've got all of the ETB shenanigans to make it happen even more. So, very focused build here on Ally Tribal. A little more expensive. I feel like it's because we're in Bant. Green, white, and blue tends to be more expensive decks for some reason. But TCG market value is $253 to $286. That's with the pre-sale prices currently. And then our land count in the deck is 34, with 18 of those being basics and 16 of those being non-basics. So we're going to try to play a bunch of allies, do it as quickly and as often as possible to get as maximum value as we can off of Katara's ability here. And starting us off, here are the allies that we are running in the deck. So we are running a Kazundu Blade Master. When he or another ally enters, he gets a +1 counter put on him, and he's got First Strike and Vigilance, pretty powerful. Katara, Water Tribe's Hope, brings in an ally when she enters, but then she can also boost your creatures at the cost of water bending. Hero of Goma Fada says that when it or another ally enters, you get indestructible for the turn. Halimar Excavators, oh man, so when we're talking about a card that breaks with an additional ability, it's this guy right here. When it or another ally enters the battlefield, target player puts the top X cards of their library into their graveyard, where X is the number of allies you control. So an ally coming in would trigger this twice if Katara is out. Just so broken here. Kabira Evangel says that you can give him protection from colors, so you can get this twice and choose 2 colors. Hakoda, Selfless Commanders, letting you cast allies off the top, but then he's also able to sack himself to give them all indestructible. Jirari Shapeshifter comes in as a copy of another ally creature. Jiraga Bard, getting into the green allies now. When it or another ally enters, they get Vigilance for the turn. And then we've got Ain, Airbending Master. When he enters, he can airbend something, but whenever one or more creatures you control leave, you get an experience counter, and then at the beginning of your upkeep, you get allies equal to those experience counters, so pretty broken. Ain, the Air Nomad, has given them all Vigilance. And then we've got even more allies with Veteran War Leader, whose power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control. And then you can tap an ally to give him either First Strike, Vigilance, or Trample till end of turn. Pretty powerful. Talus Paladin says that when it or another ally enters, they get lifelink and he gets a counter. Turntimber Ranger is really good because when it or another ally enters, you get to put a 2/2 green wolf in, and if you do that, which why wouldn't you, he gets bigger. Suki Kiyoshi Warrior says that her power is equal to the number of creatures you control, and when she attacks, you make an ally. Appa Steadfast Guardians letting you airbend something, and then when you cast a spell from exile, you get to make an ally. Sokka Lateral Strategist, when he and another creature attacks, you draw. Tajiro Archer says that when another ally enters, he does damage to a flying creature equal to the number of allies you control. Seascape Aerialist says when it or another ally enters, they all get flying for the turn. And then Ondu Cleric, another card here that just gets really broken with this ability triggering twice. When it or another ally enters, you get life equal to the number of allies you control. So with Katara out, this is going to happen twice. And then Seagate Lore Master lets you tap to draw a card for each ally you have. And then a few more allies in the deck. We're running Munda's Vanguard, which lets you tap an untapped one to put a counter on everybody. Core Entangler says that when it or another ally enters, you get to tap a creature target player or target opponent controls, rather. Ally Encampment is letting you get any color for ally spells, or you can sack it to bring one back. McKindy Patrol is giving them all Vigilance when it or another ally enters. Lantern Scout's giving them all Lifelink when it or another ally enters. Core Blade Whirl is giving them First Strike when it or another ally enters. And then Mirror Entity will also count as an ally, and you can sink mana into this to give them all a boost for the turn. So really, really powerful allies in this deck. And then here's all of the good stuff we are running in the deck. So lots of removal and board control and Bant. So we're running Swords to Plowshares and Path to Exile to deal with problem creatures. Our counter spells are Negate, Dovin's Veto, and an offer you can't refuse. We've got more permanent removal with Beast Within. And then we've got these 2 board wipes here. So Harsh Mercy and everything comes to dust. Harsh Mercy says that you choose a creature type, or everybody does, and then creatures that aren't the chosen type get destroyed. So you're going to obviously pick allies. And then everything comes to dust. You can convoke and tap all of your allies for this. And you're going to exile all creatures except the ones that you tapped. So really, really broken here. Katara's Crusade is giving them all counters when ally enters. And then Propaganda and Ghostly Prison are our pillow forts to protect us. And then lots of draw in the deck. So a Vanquisher's Banner anytime you're casting an ally you're drawing. Guardian Project anytime they're entering you're drawing. Titan of Littlejohn, not necessarily an ally, but you get to choose allies when it comes in. And then when it enters or attacks, you get to draw a card for every other ally you have. And you just got to discard a card. It's really powerful. Growth Spiral and Explorer getting you a draw and getting you an additional land for turn. Shamanic Revelations getting you a draw for every ally you have, and then 4 life if they're 4 or bigger, which they probably will be. Realm Walker and Elven Chorus is more playing off of the top of the library, so you're going to obviously choose allies for both of these, but you're going to be able to cast allies off of the top of your library. Kindred Discovery is letting you draw anytime they enter or attack, and then Distant Melody, you're going to choose ally and you're going to draw for every single one you have. Really powerful here. And then even more draw on the deck. So something like Descendant's Path. What a perfect set to give this a reprint. And the art is so sick. But at the beginning of your upkeep, you get to reveal the top card of your library. If it ends up being an ally, you get to play it without paying its mana cost. And if you don't, it goes on the bottom. So kind of a way to ensure you get added value off of the top of the library. Brainstorm's letting you draw as well. Bite and Athasa cares about them connecting for combat damage. And then you get to draw. And then Beast Whisperer, anytime you're casting one, you're getting to draw. So lots of decent draw there. And then here is our mana in the deck. So we're running a couple of rocks with Soul Rain and Chromatic Lantern, which will correct your mana. Cultivate and Rampant Growth to ramp us. Harabaz Druid is giving you 1 of any color equal to the number of allies you control, so this can get pretty crazy. Noble Hierarch is any one of the colors that you need for Katara. Beastcaller Savant is an ally, and then he can tap for a mana of any color, and it has to be spent on an ally, so not bad. And then Birds of Paradise is giving you 1 of any color as well.
And with that, our show has come to an end. Thank you so much for watching our video. And if you enjoyed that video, feel free to share it out with any friends who might find value in it as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. We hope to see you again soon. Have a good one.